Hi, welcome to today's literacy tutorial. Our learning objective will focus on how to write a diary entry. Let's recap what a diary is. Well, diary, it's a noun. In fact, it is a book which has a space for every day of the year. You use a diary to write down things you plan to do or to record what happens in your life day by day. When you write a diary entry, you are writing about a day in the life of a real person or a character. The diary entry needs to sound as if the person or character has written it, so it needs to be written from their point of view. It also needs to be exciting and interesting to read. Let's have a look at what a good diary entry looks like. You can choose to pause the video now and read the diary entry alone, or perk up your listening skills and follow along as I read. Thursday, 10th March 2021. Week 10 of 2021 lockdown. Dear Diary, today has been a good day. I woke up this morning feeling great because it looked like another sunny day. So I rolled out of bed, got dressed and straight away started doing my morning exercise. My morning exercises included running on the spot quickly and jumping up and down. I've exercised every single morning during this lockdown and I'm very proud of myself. After that, at around 10, I sat down at my desk and completed my home learning for the day. I think it's mean that teachers are still making us do our work, although I have been secretly enjoying it. Don't tell my teacher or friends about that though. Earlier this evening, I put my feet up and continued reading my book. It's a story about a brave man who scared away a dreadful wolf by bashing him on the head. Oh, how I wish a big brave person would bash COVID-19 on its head. As much as I love spending time at home, this house is beginning to cramp my style. That's all for today. Good night, diary. Susie. I introduced that extract by saying it was a good diary entry. Let's look and see what features make that a good entry. Pause the video and have a think about these features. Did you notice them as we were reading? Let's take a little time at looking at each of the features so that we're equipped to write a great diary entry ourselves. Diary writing must include the date and or time. The date or time can be written at the top of the page like this. Or it can be included in the first few sentences. Take a look at this example. These past 2 days have been so adventurous. Today I visited Stig again. The time words are really important because it tells the reader exactly when the diary has been written. Diaries are also written in the first person. What does that mean? It means they include pronouns. These words are special because they tell us the diary is actually being written by someone. Pronouns are words such as I, my, we and our. These words are special because they tell us the diary is being written by someone and they are talking about themselves. A diary is always written from a personal point of view. Look at these two examples. Which one uses the correct words to be written in the first person? Pause the video and have a think. Did you notice all of the pronouns? We can tell from the pronouns I and my that the first example is written from a personal point of view. The writer is speaking about themselves. Whereas the second example uses he and his. So someone is writing about another character or another person. Diaries use past tense to describe main events. They are usually written about an event that has already happened. So we always use the past tense. Have a look at these two examples and then pause the video to work out which one is written in the past tense and which one is written in the present tense. Pause the video now and have a think. Did you identify the verbs in both of the extracts? I can see that the first example uses past tense verbs, so I know it's written in the past tense. When we write a diary entry written from a character's point of view, it's really important for us to set the scene. It makes it clear exactly what we are writing about. We try to answer some of the questions who, what, where or when in the introductory paragraph. Have a look at the two extracts below. Can you work out which one sets the scene as an introduction? Pause the video and have a think. Did you correctly identify this one? Today has been an unusually busy day for me. When I woke up this morning, I knew I would spend the day exploring the dump with my new friend. This introduction sets the scene for the reader. The reader can work out that what's to follow will be a description of the events from that day. Diaries are written in chronological order. What does that mean? Well, it means that it tells the events from the day in the order that they happened. We only really have to include the most important or interesting events into our diary entry. If we gave every single piece of information that happened throughout the day, well then it would be really boring to read and it would take forever. Which of these things would you include in a diary? Have a think. I ate cornflakes and toast with marmalade for breakfast. I visited the chalk pit and brought gifts for my new friend. We made several improvements to the den. I was saddened to realise that this was to be my last day here for a while. Stig gave me a special keepsake. Which of these events do you think warrants a place in the diary entry? I think all of them are important events, except for perhaps I ate cornflakes and toast with marmalade for breakfast. It's maybe giving more information than I need. You might choose to include information about breakfast and having dinner if it is relevant or unusual. It's very important to include personal emotions and feelings into our diary entries. A diary is usually a secret place to write the truth about how you feel about what has happened to you in the day. In a diary, you might include feelings, hopes or fears secret to you, information you would not want to share with anybody else. Look at the example below. Where has this diary writer described their feelings? Pause the video and have a think. You can see that the writer has described their emotions. I felt nervous as I approached the chalk pit. I worried perhaps I had imagined everything about Stig and his wonderful den. All of a sudden, loneliness engulfed me, as I knew I'd not see Stig for a long time. Diary writing must use time conjunctions and adverbial phrases. For example, after that, before lunch, until sunset. We already know a diary's written in chronological order, and it usually describes a lot of events. To help the reader keep sense of what's going on and when things are happening, it's really helpful to include time conjunctions and adverbial phrases. If a writer kept using the word then or next to put things in order in a diary, it would make for a really boring read. Have a look at the example below. Can you identify the time conjunction and adverbial phrase that's been used? Pause the video and have a think. Did you identify the time conjunction later and the adverbial phrase after gathering what I needed? I'm really encouraging you to use these time conjunctions and adverbial phrases to improve your writing. Read the diary extract below. Which features can you see in the following example? Pause the video and try to identify as many diary writing features as you can. Well, how did you get on? Did you spot the date, the time conjunction yesterday, the adverbial phrase as soon as, all of those past tense verbs, personal pronouns I and my, and also the writer here has included information about their feelings. Okay, so for one last sum up, let's have a look at the diary writing checklist. Before you begin your independent task today, I would like you to take the time to make a list of those writing features. If you can include each one of those into your own diary writing, it will make you a much improved writer. As always, best of luck!